How do I increase the flame height on my gas fireplace? The question that I get asked a lot as a heating and air conditioning technician, as well as the owner of a fireplace showroom where we sell a lot of gas fireplaces and gas log sets. My name is Rich Morgan, and I'm a 35-year HVAC technician from New York originally. So obviously, I've worked on a lot of furnaces and gas fireplaces. And I also own a fireplace store called The Fireplace in Mesa, Arizona, where we have about 28 different fireplaces on display and we sell and install them. I get a lot of people asking, how do I adjust the flame height on my gas fireplace? There are a couple of methods. What you have to know first is what type of fireplace you have. That's going to dictate the answer to the question. Let's start with the simplest. If you have a match lit gas fireplace, you have what's known as a key valve where you turn the gas on and off. Just like a water faucet, turn that all the way open to get the most gas flowing through there. You can adjust the amount of gas flowing through just like you can with a barbecue grill with the knobs from low, medium to high. Let's say you have that valve all the way open and you're still not getting a high enough flame. That's going to boil down to the type of burner that you have inside the fireplace. Fireplace burners have either a single burner, a two burner, or a three burner. So just like it sounds, a single burner, you're only going to get so much flame presence out of that, a single row of flames. Whereas with a two burner, you're now going to have two rows, three burner, three rows. That is not going to necessarily increase the flame height as much as the flame depth, or what we call the flame presence. The rest of us have a gas fireplace with a gas valve that is regulating the gas flow through that gas valve into your fireplace. There are adjustments that can be made on a gas valve, but it's based on operating at a specific pressure. So you can't just magically turn a dial and get higher flames out of it if it's set correctly initially, which it typically is. In that case, you have another option, and that is replacing that gas valve, which also means you have to replace the ignition system and the controls. What you're looking for is a variable flame gas valve. These are electronic gas valves, and you control the flame height right from your remote control. We have a lot of examples of those in our showroom. Let's say you have a gas fireplace now that does not have a variable flame gas valve. You turn it on with a wall switch. You can't just pop any gas valve in there. It has to work with the igniter and the controls. Typically, there's an upgrade package where you're adding a remote control kit and you have the option to then also add a variable flame gas valve. In essence, you're rebuilding all the major components of the gas fireplace. You can expect to spend a few $1,000s on this. The type of fireplace that you may not be able to increase the flame height whatsoever is linear fireplaces. Very popular now. Linear fireplaces outsell our traditional square-shaped fireplaces, probably 5 to 1. They're often equipped with what's known as a ribbon burner. A ribbon burner is going to create a flame that the flames are longer and the flames are lower. They're more spread out versus a traditional fireplace, which is going to be more compact and you're going to get a taller flame presence inside the box. Linear fireplaces are rectangular, so they're longer than they are taller. And for that reason, you're typically not going to get a very tall flame out of a ribbon burner. That doesn't mean that you can't have variable settings or a high-low. It means your maximum flame height is typically going to be limited. When it's on low, you're typically going to have a flame that's very short, maybe only a couple of inches, but it's going to be spread out and you're going to have more space between each burner port, each flame. If you have an older fireplace, usually you can get a universal type variable flame gas valve, but not in all cases. If you're in the Phoenix area and you'd like to visit one of the top showrooms in our area, come check us out. We're in Mesa, Arizona. We're called the Fireplace. Our website is fireandairaz.com. And we're owned by Magic Touch Mechanical. So you see Magic Touch on my shirt, the Fireplace on my hat here. The Magic Touch Mechanical being our heating and air conditioning side of the business, and the Fireplace being our showroom. We can help you out with pretty much any type of fireplace. Thanks for watching. I'm getting ready to pull into the showroom now and make it a great day. All right, bye.